Hello, hello, hello. Here we go. Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Adam and this is the Fighting Fantasy digital series. So today we're playing through Sorcery episode 3. We've done the previous episodes in previous videos. If you're new, thank you for subscribing and liking. Don't forget to make that bell ring and you'll get notified personally when I upload a video and you can be the first one to check it out. In fact, we're going to be running a competition soon in the comment section down below, and the first person to comment will win the competition. So look forward to that in the next couple of episodes or the next couple of videos on my channel. But continuing on with Sorcery episode 3, let's get cracking, shall we? So it says here, morning brings cold, clear light. You awake and find yourself lying all but on the edge of a great cliff that plunges into a rocky floor below. A good thing you did not roll in the night. Yeah, man. It's definitely a good thing I didn't do that. You approach the cliff edge and peer over. The drop is considerable and the view beyond stretches for miles. Leading away to the left is what appears to be a carved staircase of rough stone blocks. In the far distance, birds wheel and turn above the landscape ahead. Let's look into the view. As you stare out across the plains, the featureless dust resolves itself into low rocky outcrops and gullies. The landscape below is not as featureless as perhaps you first thought. So let's look at the plains. Some way off you see a spire of rock rising proud like a stupa. But through the mist it seems sometimes that it has two prongs and sometimes only one. Huh? Let's look at the mountains instead. Beyond that, a line of low mountains rise, the Badu Back Ridge. A second higher range is visible beyond, the Horns of Ilka. Their summits must be subject to wild winds, as from here it seems that snow covers them one minute, and yet they are barren rock the next. From across the plain you hear the distant sound of flapping wings. More nighthawks? But nighthawks do not fly when the sun is rising, or shining, sorry. So we'll just ignore that. Sounds must travel huge distances across such level ground. You ignore the screaming birds, and in a few moments they are gone. Look at the staircase. I didn't even know there was a staircase in front of me. You turn your attention to the steps down the cliffside. They are carved from the living rock, and their surfaces, perhaps once smooth, are now warped and drilled with holes from the rain. But they lead downwards all the same. How did anyone carve such a slope? What did they stand on to sculpt the stones so high up in the air? The top step is covered with a curious bright yellow moss. Sunlight sparkles in the distance. A lake, perhaps? Let's go down the steps. You stride into the ancient stone staircase, trusting it will not crumble beneath your weight. Then, one pace at a time, you make your way slowly down to the sunken lands below. Right then, let's halfway down it. It's a bit windy, isn't it? Can you hear that wind? I don't think you can. You clamber down the ancient stairs. It is painstaking work, as every step is about the height of your own body. Whoa. Then about halfway to the ground, you are forced to stop. The steps below have fallen to rubble. Mate, what are we going to do? We cast a spell. It said cast spell the entire time we were here. Mate, I don't know what spells to cast. Alright, H. Well, I'm guessing U. And I'm guessing F. Create wind. Requires a gale horn, guys. You try to bind the enchantment, but you're missing an item that it needs, and so the spell just dissipates around you. A few rocks skitter down the step slope to the ground below. Mate, let's make a move. You have no choice but to turn back or else jump. I mean, to be honest, I never wanted to come down here in the first place, so let's climb back up. A few clouds scud across the sky. Oh, right. Well, we have to gather the moss then, don't we? Intrigued, you find a fistful of the moss. It is juicy and extremely pungent. Some mosses are good to eat and contain much nutrition. Let's taste it then. You taste the moss with a tentative tongue. The flavour is not pleasant, but it does not appear acrid. Perhaps it is not poisonous. Well, I've already eaten it, mate, so stash it in the backpack then. You stow the moss in your back, but it quickly dries and crumbles to so much dust. Well, that was pointless then. And we've got to go down the steps. Well, let's cast a spell again. If we have to end up going down these steps, you're just messing me about. Right, FH... I don't know what that letter is, so we'll do that first. O... Mate, there's no other... Oh, dear. Go back. Try that again. Obviously that letter was no good. We'll go with F this time. I did see F. Yeah. F. O. F. Oh, that's pointless, isn't it? Create a force field. Shimmering force field around your body. You should be protected from all but most serious injury now. Oh, okay. And we can climb down the steps. Jump over the edge. Yeah, go on then, mate. You stride towards the cliff edge, putting all your faith in your magic. Then, without waiting another heartbeat, you go over. Mate, we're doing a Black Widow. You plummet, heart and breath catching in your throat. As the stone wall whips by, you fancy for a moment, cup of tea, that you can see a cave mouth, but it is quickly gone. We found a new clue. Ooh. Well, we can only go to the base of the cliff. You have reached the bottom of the cliff. With a pop, your force field shimmers out of existence. As the sun climbs towards its zenith, the winds pick up. The great cliff rises up into the sky, unclimbable, and looking ready to topple at any moment. Let's check my provisions. You take a moment to review the situation. You have little food in your backpack, but the plains out here are desolate and largely unoccupied. You will have to move quickly as possible if you are to avoid starvation. Right, well, let's go on without food for now then. Looking at your rations makes your stomach rumble, so you quickly put them away. Move on. You turn your eyes to the surrounding wastes. Time to journey outwards into the cursed plains. Right then, let's join the... get back on the road. Too much adventure on the cliffs. You leave the shadow of the cliff for the road that cuts across the plain. The sun is hot now. From here, the path is uncertain. Badu Bak is a wasteland, and there is no pass through the great ridge that forms its eastern border. Well, we best go through the forest then. Forest of Snatta to the east of the ridge is uncharted, and the Clatterbach steppes are said to be home only to under-evolved half-humans. No tracks climb the horns of Ikla. I thought I was going through the forest, mate. No tracks climb the horns of Ikla. What does that sentence even mean? That lie beyond the forest, and there is no bridge across the Great Lake beyond that. It wants me to go through the peaks, doesn't it? Well, we're not going to go through the peaks. We're revolting, mate, against you. There may be no road at all. When the Archmage sent his birdmen to steal the crown of kings, they flew, but we have to walk. There is no alternative. The future of the old world depends on you finding your way across this lonely dust bowl. Well, guess where we're going to have to go then? I can't even read it. Oh, we can zoom in. Look at that. Right, what have we got here? What's our options here? We've got the marked cliff, alright, whoever he is. Along the road. Sounds like a film. The blasted tree. That blasted tree, man. North. And strike out. Wait, what is this? It's like a game show, this is. Oh, look, how far can we zoom out? Mate, we've hardly done anything. We started, like, here. And this is where we are in the Seven Serpents. This is where we started in book 1. We got to back here. I think we died. Or did we leave? No, that's Car. So this is actually, that's from book 2. I don't know. Forest of Snake. Yeah, that's where I wanted to be. I thought I was going through there. Right, looking at the bigger picture, I think I'm just going to go to here. That seems much better. Whatever that one was. You follow the old road. Heart beats down from an empty sky. Oh, sorry, heat. Heat beats down from an empty sky. The road snakes across the dust bowl. In the near distance, you make out something through the haze. Not a tower, but a spire of rock. It seems to flicker strangely. From behind you, a voice says, "Excuse me." So we turn around. You turn around to find the road deserted. There is no one in sight in any direction. Right, we've got the invisible man now playing with us. "Where are you?" you call. There is no reply. The cold wind whistles around you. The plains feel suddenly far emptier than a moment before. So you continue along the ghost road. The ghost road. Yep, we do indeed. The line of the road curves gently as you follow it. The sun is beginning to lower. The air begins to cool. Keep walking. You walk on, being careful to keep your footing on the uneven ground. The road forks here, with the main path snaking up the mountainside to the east. Rocks have tumbled down the slope, and all but covered the road. Right, well, I'm gonna go walk on. Stones shift and move underfoot as you walk. Mate, this is a path. We're on the ground. Why is everything rumbling? Like, right. Mountain path or north? Well, looking at the bigger picture again, I want to go this way to snake through there, by the looks of it. So, going through the mountains, too dodgy. We'll go that way. The ground underfoot turns into rocks and scree. The wind picks up as the evening draws on. It will be night soon again already. You pause to rest in the shadow of a large rock spire that sticks from the dirt like a claw through the cloth. Guys, I don't recognize any of this stuff from the book of the Seven Serpents. Does any of you guys recognize this or remember this from the book? I seriously don't. Maybe we didn't go through the right... I haven't been through the right path before. Like, I don't know. This just seems like a completely new adventure. Like, it's just set in the sorcery world for me. Right, pause to rest. Something sticks out from the dirt. Let's look around the plain, ignore the rocks. All around, dusty plains stretch north and west. Eastwards, a range of mountains rise, gleaming in the afternoon sun. Right, they just want us to look at this rock. I'm not biting. You make your way back to the old road that runs past the rock, but then you hear something from inside the cave, almost like the distant echo of a voice. It's that dude again. So, do you know what? Let's go inside the cave. Following the sound, you approach the cave with one hand on your blade. The cave appears to go back some distance into pitch blackness. Someone seems to have scratched a message into the rock inside the cave, but it's only just legible, and it must be ancient. Well, let's just move on then, forget it. Somewhere east of the Badu Back Ridge is the famed Forest of Snatta. Perhaps the kind of place a serpent might hide. Or seven! Ha 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 ha! Right, well, we're going north then, I guess, because we want to go up here, don't we? You make your way over the rocks and boulders, following the trail where you can and scramble. Where you can and scramble? You mean where you can scramble the rest of the way? Dude, this writing is shocking. The sun is sinking and the sky is turning bruise purple. Soon it will be dark. From somewhere close at hand, a strange whistling noise catches your attention. Move on. I'm not biting, mate. I've got a mission. I've got to hurry. I've got to be quick. You move hurriedly onwards. The path leads in two directions from here. You have still not found Shadrach the Hermit. If he lives out here, he must have shelter of some kind. Is that who we're meant to be looking for? News to me, mate. First I've heard of Shamrat. Or is he from, like, adventure number 1? You pick your way carefully over the rocks to the edge of an old road. The sun has almost set, and the sky has turned a deep purple. Ooh, just like the music. Away from the road to the northeast, a curious stone tower stands alone, overlooking the canyon. Mate, look at it. Wants us to go all across here. Let's go to this tower then. Let's check it out. You leave the road and walk across the desolate plain. Night falls. You should find somewhere safe to sleep. If you keep going through the night, you'll be weaker for it, especially after so long walking with an empty belly. Yes, of course, we do want to sleep, yes. You approach the stone tower until you stand at its base. Let's have a look up the tower. Its sides are too smooth to be natural, and yet there are no stones or brickwork. It is like a gigantic piece carved from a single block of stone. Let's walk around the tower. Let's do a little quickie. You walk around the tower looking for a door but find nothing. Perhaps it is simply hard to see in the dark. But feeling the surface, you do find something else. A glyph of some kind, etched into the stone. It's an almond shape. Perhaps a teardrop. Perhaps an eye. Well, we're going to rest outside the tower. There is no shelter near the foot of the tower, but you do find a spot on the leeward side to curl up under your cloak. I hope it means go to sleep, mate, because curl up means something else. You have eaten nothing today, but you have only one ration left, mate. We need to eat something. We've got to. We need our energy for the dark days ahead. Taking the last of your provisions from your pack, you fill your empty stomach. I thought we had fruit as well. And try not to think about what you will eat tomorrow. Then you lie back and try not to forget your troubles. Your dreams quickly become nightmares. There is a rope around your neck, growing tighter, and the king of Adelan stands before you, cursing you for your failure. You were sent for the crown, he spits, but instead you wandered the wilderness like a fool. Excuse me, mate. I didn't wander around, I was walking around. You try to protest your innocence, but you cannot speak. You cannot even find words to breathe. Well, it's alright, it's just a dream, mate, alright? Let's claw at the rope. You reach up to your throat to claw away the rope, to find it has swelled to be as thick as your arm. It's like Toy Story. As thou submerged underwater. Then one end of the rope spits and bites at your hand. It is not a rope, it's a snake. Your eyes flick open. A despair snake is wrapped around your throat, breathing its miserable breath into your eyes. Dude! I'm being attacked by a snake. Get off. You draw your sword. The snake leaps back from you, baring its fangs. The despair snake snaps and hisses at the air between you, and you feel quite dispirited. You swing out wildly, not really expecting to chop the creature in two, as it shivers away where you cannot hope to possibly reach it. It lifts up, baring its mighty fangs. You know it to be an impossible enemy. You cannot hope to survive. Defend yourself! You curl up into a crouch, the despair snake strikes. You haul yourself away. You fall badly as you stagger back. It disappears into the shadows. Cut it down. You wait as the despair snake shifts, foolishly exposing its belly. Then you attack sadly. Hang on. Jab. You swipe at the air with your sword. For what good it will do, your blow hits home, but it recoils, hissing and spitting. And you follow it up again. Then the despair snake is sliding across the rocks towards you with a lethal speed. You try a quick stab, but the effort is wasted as it moves like water, and your blade seems to pass straight through it. Then it bashes you with a flick of its body, and its deadly teeth come for your eyes, catching a long, bloody gash down your face. It hisses in the darkness. It's your only friend. Cut it down. Kill it. You try to keep going as the snake winds away. Swinging forwards, you cut at its beast's neck. All this fighting seems so unnecessary. The despair snake slips away from beneath your blade. The despair snake lashes out wildly, and you are filled with a sense of melancholy blues. Sideswipe! Hack at it! Suddenly the despair snake is moving forwards towards you. You try a sharp lunge, but it arcs and you miss. It knocks you backwards. Your head spins. Your head is spinning, and the sweat is pouring down your face. You must look awful. It spits in the gloom. Sideswipe it. Dude, it's almost dead. The despair snake shifts, exposing its neck. You attack rather badly. You chop a side blow. It's pathetic, really, but it's all you have, and it recoils quickly. Mate, we're getting killed here. The despair snake is moving more like a slug now. You cannot help feeling it seems quite pathetic. It spits and coils up and you lose track of it. But then again, what does it matter where it is? You fall back exhausted. The despair snake slithers towards you, but you repel in its disgust with your blade. It hisses as it moves. Mate, get it! It's dead. Boom! A good moment to strike presents itself. Swinging up from a low crouch, you can't really hope to sever the snake's head, but with a final heartfelt sigh, the despair snake falls to the ground and promptly expires. As though giving simply in, you suddenly feel so much better. Guys, can I not eat the snake for a bit of stamina? You gasp with relief and you clean your blade. The skin... I want to take that. Something falls out of its belly. It's a key. Look at the key, mate. You look over the key. Aside from snake blood running between the teeth, it is a normal enough iron key. The snake must have swallowed it at some point and has been stuck with it ever since. You pick it up, wipe it clean, and put it in your backpack. It is unlikely you'll ever find the lock that it opens, but if you do, it will be a most pleasant surprise. The cold night closes in over you, and you try to sleep. La 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 la! There we go, guys. Another day, another dollar in the world of sorcery. During the past day, you ran out of provisions, reached the pit of the Backlands, and found one new clue. Dudes, well, there we go. What can we say? Well, that's it, guys. That's it for today's episode. Thanks for watching. We're getting there. We're getting there. You know, we will get to the wherever we're going, to the Crown of Kings. We will continue this next week. Thanks for watching, and I shall see everyone again. Take care. Bye.